So let's talk about how mothers can create competition for their daughters by comparing them to siblings, cousins, just other people in general, and how it affects the daughter. My God, let's talk about it. So, oh my God, let's talk about it. Whew. Heavy, guys, heavy. It's heavy. All right, so I had a cousin of mine tell me, her mother would constantly compare her to me because we had these, say, quote unquote similarities, like, oh, well, both of you are ambitious, you're entrepreneurial, da 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 da. But not only is she, say, saying this or sharing this, but she's also, speaking about my looks and, you should maybe get in shape like her, or, like y'all should do fitness together, or whatever the case may be. So it's like she was being compared to me. Her mother was literally even coercing her without understanding maybe that what she was doing, right? Being unaware of what she was doing. She was literally putting these thoughts in her head to see me as competition. So she was programming her, she was conditioning her to see me as competition, right? Now, this is a generational curse, because I'm more than sure that my aunt didn't think like, oh yeah, I'm creating competition. I'm sure she probably thought she was encouraging her daughter, right? But in all actuality, she was conditioning her. She was programming her to see me as competition. So while, it's like, yeah, we may be, or have similarities or whatever, now you're looking at me, or you're looking at the other person. I'm just using my own experience, maybe this will resonate. You can relate. Now you're looking at me like, well, what is it that she has that I don't? And now you're going after that instead of paying attention to yourself and developing yourself, your skills, right? Your abilities, and being true to yourself, like really finding your own identity. Now you're looking at me for your identity, right? So I've dealt with this, not once, not, with one cousin, not two cousins, like cousins. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I know how, even then, what these people don't realize, let's say the daughters, right, in those situations, what they don't realize is that now they're siphoning from me. You get what I'm saying? Now they're stealing from me. You know what I mean? Because they're looking at me as their creative source. They're looking at me as their source for inspiration, right? So it's one thing for us to be inspired and another thing for us to be jealous. And when you perceive that someone has what you want, that inspiration can literally turn into jealousy. That admiration can turn into jealousy, just like that, right? So again, now these people are looking to me, or this person is looking to me. And again, I'm just using my own experience. If you can resonate, or if you relate, you understand. This could be you, and people are looking to you as their creative source, and now they're stealing from you, whether this is intellectual property or just creative ideas, whatever the case may be. But they are stealing from you, right? And this is when we start to see copycats, right? You can see them showing up in spaces where you're showing up, doing what you're doing, how you're doing it, or they'll come to your page and see what's the latest thing you're doing so they can do it. Like I said, you start to see this copycat energy or whatever. And so while I may have compassion on my cousins, like I also understand, like, I have to cut that cord, because you see me as competition. And here's my thing. I say this all the time, right? Me and the Holy Spirit have talked about this. But you can't be my friend if you don't have nothing to lose, because you're going to see me as the big fish. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm your inspiration and your admiration, if you will, right? You see me as the big fish. You're going to want to tear me down, not lift me up. You're going to want to tear me down because you don't really have anything to lose, right? It's the same thing with survival mode. You understand what I'm saying? When you're in survival mode, you don't have anything to lose. So of course you can go rob that bank. You get what I'm saying? Like, what do I have to lose, right? And it's one thing for you to be, say, like petty theft. Let's talk about that. Let's use that as an analogy, because me and the Holy Spirit was talking about this morning. It's one thing for it to be petty theft. Like if you go to Target or Walmart or whatever, and you steal because you had that one moment where you were in survival mode and you didn't know where your next meal was coming from, and you needed that thing, right? You needed that thing, right? Then you knowing, because that's not your, say, your natural disposition, that's not really who you are, right? You had a moment, you made a mistake. That's why Proverbs 6:30-31 says, men despise not a thief if he be found stealing. If he be found, right, he will have to restore unto you sevenfold in all the substance of your house. This is someone who's stolen versus someone who you steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your identity. This is who this is who you become, or this is who you are. Okay, so you notice, even in, like I said, prosecuting theft, when you hear about people stealing from stores, they may steal once and that person may never, come back, right? Like, if they don't get caught, doesn't mean that the people didn't see it. They just said, you know what, I'm going to see if I can rack up charges against this person. So if you came in there and you stole $15 worth of something, that's not worth penalizing. You know what I'm saying? That's not worth prosecuting. But if you're really a thief, you're going to come back. And it's because you thought you got away with it. You understand? Versus the person who, they needed that thing. Okay, they stole at one time and you never see them again. You know that that's not their character. They were out of character, right? The other would be, no, that's your character. Because you thought you got away with it, you're going to come back again and again and again and again and again, okay? And so you can see this in the natural world with intellectual property, right? You can see that somebody can snoop on your page and you notice that they're doing what you did that one time, but then now you notice that they're doing it again and again and again and again. So it's like that first time you may overlook that thing, but when you start seeing, baby, you're a repeat offender. You got to cut the cord, because those people are stealing from you. And like, it's not just, oh, they've stolen, baby. No, they are stealing. It is their character. It is who they are. You understand? And they're in survival mode. So you are their source. They're not going to God for creativity, because that is truly the Holy Spirit. They're not going to source God, Yeshua, Jesus, right? For baby genius. They're not going to our creator for the gift. They're coming to you. That means they made an idol out of you. And we see this in the Matrix. We put people on pedestals just so we can pull them down. That's what I mean when I say tear them down. They will tear you down. So they'll put you on a pedestal just for them to tear you down. Take it a step further. Whenever they find out there's something human about you, because they put you on this pedestal, even more reason for them to tear you down, because they're looking for something that makes you like them, not realizing, like, bitch, I'm human just like you. You feel what I'm saying? But you've idolized me, and now when you find out that I'm human, right, you double down and you want to put me in a, you know what I'm saying, you want to put me underneath the grave, because it's almost as if you're fighting with yourself about the fact that you ever believed that I was anything more than human. You know what I mean? So you gotta abuse me because you were abusing yourself. Bitch! The motherfucking projection, bitch! The motherfucking projection! Whew. So that's the type of shit, you know what I mean? Like I said, at some point, when it's one, you know what I'm saying, it's like you're a first time offender, you can overlook it. But when it's constant and it's repetitive, you're a repeat offender. And I cannot overlook that shit. You gotta motherfucking go. And I don't think that these people are fully aware, though I do believe that there is some awareness. Just like I don't believe that my auntie really knows, or my aunties really know, like, that they were feeding their daughters or causing their daughters or programming their daughters to see me as competition. They perhaps felt like, hey, this is a great example. This is a great, say, standard. You get what I'm saying? For you to aspire to be like. And that's all fine and well, but it can turn dark very quickly, because, you know, the thing about leadership, again, being the example, being the standard, there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate it. I'm honored, right? But lead your motherfucking self. Be your own leader, okay? It's okay for you to be like, okay, I like that, and I appreciate, or I admire her ability to stand in her authenticity and her integrity and lead herself. Do that. Do that. Because that's the only thing that's going to get you brownie cookies with me. Everything else is going to get you motherfucking blocked, bitch, with the motherfucking T. Blocked. Period.